Straight ahead on OC News, immigration is a touchy subject these days, and some undocumented students on campus of Cal State Fullerton are looking for reassurance from President Garcia. We have a little live report from Dreamers Resource Center.
How about a Big Mac with a large coffee, all ordered from an app and delivered? How's that for technology?
And what are you giving up for Lent? You might be surprised what some students had to say. All this plus sports and weather. OC News starts right now.
Welcome to a new edition of OC News.
I'm Bree Burries.
And I'm Lydia Valencia. OC News is brought to you by the broadcast journalism students at Cal State Fullerton.
After recent executive orders on immigration, many students along the CSU system continue living on uncertainty. Reporter Nicholas Garcia live from Dreamers Resource Center, where President Garcia spoke to students.
Dreamers here at Cal State Fullerton are getting a rare opportunity tonight. An intimate meet and greet with President Garcia, who has championed university initiatives on diversity and inclusion. The event comes after a letter was sent out to students and staff from CSU Chancellor Timothy White. The letter from White assured everyone that CSU is committed to being an inclusive and welcoming institution of higher education.
I think it's really good with everything going on with the political climate that we're facing. I think it's really nice when we get emails, messages from her saying, we're here to support you. Don't be afraid. You're here to educate yourself and we're going to back you up. So it's nice to see the emails, but having her come in and say it in person or just to show the fact that she's here in presence, that means a lot to us.
And I did get the opportunity to catch up with Fatima on her way out, and she assured me that the president lived up to all of her expectations. I'm Nicholas Garcia, live from Pollock Library South. Back to you in the studio.
Not only President Garcia showed support to this group of students, CSU's Office of the Chancellor shared their support via email in response to the new developments regarding immigration. Reporter Bree Burries covers viewpoints of how the potential immigration policy can affect students.
The students of DACA are affected by Trump's immigration ban, which has made them feel sensitive and unwilling to speak. However, one student has something to say.
You're not only bringing various people of color, you're also bringing fresh and new ideas from all over the region. So taking away students who come abroad, it's really going to limit the school. It's not really going to give the school a chance to utilize its full potential in students.
We want all Americans to succeed, but that can't happen in an environment of lawless chaos.
Trump's stricter enforcement on the potential policy shift could put millions of people in the United States at risk of deportation.
All I can do is speak from the heart and say what I want to do.
Cal State Fullerton Office of Chancellor kept their students in mind, sending out an email to all CSU campuses explaining that regardless of the extensive immigration policy, it doesn't affect the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals policy, DACA. Cal State University Fullerton is known for its efforts to reflect cultures and diversity throughout campus. Every CSU student should know every lawful effort will be made by all CSU campuses to protect and uphold inclusion for all students. I am Bree Burries with OC News. A car crash claimed the lives of 2 people last night in Fullerton. Officials responded to an accident at 8:43 last night on Rosecrans Avenue, west of Euclid Street. That accident involved a 2006 black Lexus that struck and was wrapped around a tree, claimed the lives of both the drivers and passenger. It took hours to remove the bodies. Witness told police that the car was traveling at high speed. Now police are investigating reports of the same car being involved in street racing just before the accident.
California stands up against discrimination with a new ban on travel prohibits faculty and students from going to 4 states that have passed anti-LGBTQ laws. Savannah Romero has the details.
A new statewide law is causing travel plans to change for some universities. The California law, known as Assembly Bill 1887, prohibits state-funded travel to states that have passed discriminatory laws towards LGBT individuals. including Kansas, Mississippi, Tennessee, and North Carolina.
We need to, I think, strongly be on record supporting Assemblymember Lowe and his legislation to have the 8th largest economy in the world decide that our government is not going to pay for travel to states that relegate LGBT people to second-class status. This is an important message to send, and it will help in terms of the partnership we're seeing between government and the private sector in putting our foot down and sending a message to these states that are passing these absolutely deplorable discriminatory hate laws that there will be economic consequences for their decision to do so.
With medical and law enforcement officials exempt from the law, students and faculty in the UC and CSU systems are the largest group affected by AB 1887.
I think it's a good idea to stop discrimination, but I think it's going about the wrong way. I think them not promoting travel is just only hurting students, and it's not really going to make them change their mind about discrimination.
I support the law because I see that California's intentions are really just to not allow any type of discrimination, and they don't want other Californians, being a part of discriminatory association with states.
The law states that it's California's policy to promote fairness and equality and to combat discrimination, and that the state will avoid supporting or financing discrimination in the U.S. For OC News, I'm Savannah Romero.
When we come back, a new study shows the size of your brain might be linked to a disease.
Even if I tried, even if I wanted to. My love, she keeps me warm. 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 She keeps me warm.
We are neighbors and best friends.
I love my sister.
My heart doesn't see race. Love is love.
Our family is no less than any other family.
Love is kind. Love is patient.
It's March 1st, and that means that Lent has officially begun. Reporter Savannah Romero is live with students here at Cal State Fullerton. Let's see what they're giving up this year.
I'm live outside of Titan Theater, where Mass for Ash Wednesday has just ended. Let's find out what students at Cal State Fullerton are giving up for Lent this year. Hi, what's your name?
Hi, I'm Sam.
And what will you be giving up for Lent?
I'll be giving up meat and sweets this Lent.
And what's your name?
My name's BB.
And what will you be giving up?
I'm giving up bread because I want to learn to appreciate the bread of life every single time I go into Mass.
And are any of you giving anything for Lent?
I'm going to be waking up like 30 minutes early and dedicating 30 more minutes of prayer so that I can grow in virtue.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
If interested, Titan Catholic will be holding Mass on Sunday at 10:30 a.m. in the Cypress NPR, located in the housing area of Cal State Fullerton. And back to Christine with Health.
To reform Obamacare, new research on ADHD and rising rates in colorectal cancer. Today's Health with Christine Tuzan.
As Americans wait for President Trump's plan to repeal and replace Obamacare, he revealed his health care principles during his joint address to Congress Tuesday night. Trump said any replacement measure should ensure Americans with pre-existing conditions, include measures to help Americans pay for insurance, give U.S. governors flexibility on Medicaid, include legal reforms protecting both patients and doctors, which would bring down the cost of both insurance and prescription drugs, and allow Americans to purchase health insurance across state lines. Trump encouraged lawmakers, regardless of political party, to come together and fix the health care problem. Scientists studying ADHD conducted new research that points to a link between ADHD and brain size. CNN's Kim Hutcherson has more on the research.
If you've been diagnosed with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, or ADHD, there's a chance that your brain volume might be slightly smaller than average. That's according to a study published in the medical journal The Lancet Psychiatry. ADHD is usually associated with children. Symptoms include inattention, hyperactivity, and impulsivity. Researchers re-examined data collected by a variety of ADHD studies. As a part of those studies, more than 3,000 adults and children underwent MRI scans to study brain regions thought to be tied to ADHD. Researchers found that both overall brain volume and the volume of regions responsible for emotions were smaller in people with ADHD. The overall difference was very limited and was only seen when numbers were averaged and compared across groups with and without ADHD. The differences were less obvious in the brains of adults with the disorder. More than 1 in every 20 people under the age of 18 are affected by ADHD. 2/3 have symptoms into adulthood. For today's Health Minute, I'm Kim Hutcherson.
Colon and rectal cancer rates are rising in younger generations. In a new study from the American Cancer Society, it estimates about more than 13,000 new cases will be diagnosed in Americans under 50 years old this year. Most colon and rectal cancers are considered a disease from aging, but the increase in young adults are due to obesity, heavy alcohol use, inflammatory bowel disease, type 2 diabetes, and the rise of HPV. Screening tests like colonoscopies typically begin at the age of 50. Doctors are hoping to improve methods to administer less invasive screening tests for younger people. That's today's Health. I'm Christine Tuzon. Back to news with Lydia.
Deadly tornadoes hit the East Coast. Olga Mason tells us more on this and the local weather forecast.
That's right. Our local weather looks pretty good, but before we start with local weather, I wanted to draw your attention to a video we have of yesterday's tornadoes. The tornadoes, over 20 tornadoes hit that Midwest section, Tennessee, Kentucky, Missouri, they were all affected. Tornadoes ripped through homes and even lifting cars, and 3 people confirmed are dead from those tornadoes. But we wanted to tell you about those tornadoes because that system is now moving to the East Coast. And as you can see, on the national weather map, you see those storms just on New York, the Carolinas. It's all heading over there. So they've got a lot of high wind advisory, over 60 miles per hour winds, and then large hailstorms going on, and then that tornado alert as well. So that's what's happening nationwide. But we've got good news here locally. Moving on to our current temperatures. Today's high was 77 degrees. So it was nice, beautiful weather today. But tonight the sun will be setting at 5:48 p.m. So those temperatures will drop down to 47 degrees. And so you'll still need those jackets for that chilly night tonight. But then tomorrow morning, looking at our 5-day forecast, tomorrow you'll see that changes. So get the shorts and flip-flops back out because tomorrow's high is 82. 82, and then on Friday it warms up even more at 84. So nice days coming up. The nights will still be chilly in the low 50s, high 40s, but enjoy those 2 days of great sunshine because the weekend comes with cold weather once again. So you can see Saturday drops down by almost 20 degrees, going down to 69. And then on Sunday, it drops even more with some chances of thunderstorms here and there. So that low is going down, or I should say the high is going down to 63. And those temperatures at night are still in the chilly high 50s, low 40 range. Monday's the same, 66. So just 2 days of good weather coming up. I hope you get a chance to go out there and enjoy the sunshine. And that's it for the weather. And now back to you.
With Beyonce dropping out of the Coachella lineup, there's room for a superstar to take her place. With This Week Entertainment News, Nakia has the details.
Good evening, everyone. This is Nakia Campbell with your inside information.
Lady Gaga, this year's Super Bowl halftime headliner, has confirmed that she will be making her debut appearance at Coachella in place of Beyoncé. The mother-to-be has decided to step down to focus on her twin pregnancy. After Sunday's Best Picture fiasco at the Oscars, the president of the Film Academy has stated that Martha Ruiz and Brian Cullinan, the accountants responsible for the mix-up due to a starstruck tweet, will never work for the show again. The future relationship of the Academy and the Prince Waterhouse Coopers accounting firm is still under evaluation. ABC has finally revealed this year's duos for the 24th season of Dancing with the Stars. Olympic gold medalist Simone Biles, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills Erica Jane, and former SNL comedian Chris Kattan are just a few that are set to join the cast. Actor Mr. T is already setting his eyes on the prizes, declaring that he will cut off his mohawk in honor of children fighting for cancer. Catch some of your favorite celebs foxtrot their way to first place on the first episode airing March 20th. Back to you ladies in the studio.
A lot of trading happening in the NFL this week. More details on that when we come back.
Morning, Gary. We are GetSchooled.com. You want a college education, don't you? You know you do. Yeah, but I don't know where to start. That's why we're here. We're free, handsome. Oh, I think we're breathtaking. And here to guide you through every step of the way, starting with attendance. Gary, financial aid forms. Biology homework, G. I got this. Is that Bran? Colleges love extracurricular activities. Chess really isn't my thing. I got this. Doesn't matter. Go ahead. Picking a college, man. You and us. We go together like tacos and Tuesday. And I love tacos. Fire and ice. Those don't really go together.
Go to GetSchooled.com for more info.
Snapchat is growing in billions, and for McDonald's lovers, we have good news for you. If you would like to order McCheese, it will have it be at your door.
Snapchat has announced that their value increased to almost $24 billion. Although Snapchat reported they were having a slow user growth in 2016 due to Instagram and Facebook launching similar features, they finally have good news for this year. They reported last Wednesday that their initial public offering was $17 a share, and that now, at that price, a Snapchat market value will reach nearly $24 billion, making it the largest in the United States. And who doesn't love McDonald's? Well, McDonald's has been speaking about introducing a new McDonald's app. Although McDonald's is very popular, they have a huge competitor like Taco Bell, Pizza Hut, and KFC. That is why McDonald's reported that they have a new innovative idea to increase their sales and to provide better services for their customers. McDonald's will be launching a mobile app to make McDonald's more approachable for the customers. The app will let the users order their favorite McDonald's food items in just few steps. The app will let the user register, and then it will save people's information as well as payment method. The app will let the consumers order from home, and they will be able to pick up either at the dining area or at the drive-thru. The new app will be initially launched to work only for 20,000 restaurants in the United States. And for those McDonald's lovers who don't want to step out to get a burger, the McDonald's company is working to please you too. With this app, they will be experimenting with the delivery services in order for you to stay at the comfort of your home and at the same time eating your favorite McDonald's burgers. This is Carla Bonilla, and that's all I have for today's news in technology.
1 in 5 students on the CSU campus do not count on a steady source of food. Bianca Hernandez has an innovative way our university is trying to help students on campus.
Cal State Fullerton students can log into their portal, and under the settings button, they can join Titan Bites free food on campus and receive notifications via phone or email.
Bites came into place because in 2015, Chancellor White, the chancellor for the CSU system, he put together a commission that put together a study. And with that study, he wanted to find out how many students within the CSU system have food insecurities. So from that study, he found about 21% of students within the CSU have some sort of food insecurity. So as a result of that, he wanted Cal States to develop interventions or initiatives where they can combat some of these food insecurities that our students are suffering from.
And students who are food insecure immediately is to connect them to resources we already have on campus. And so something that I thought would be a good way to be able to help outsource to students who are food insecure would be connecting them directly to either leftover food where it comes from a catering event, or if there's events that are already on campus that offer free food, for them to be able to know about those. So I thought that
Titan Bites allows students to receive notifications when a conference or meeting is taking place and there's food left over. So go ahead and sign up through your portal and receive these notifications to receive free food. I'm Bianca Hernandez reporting for OC News.
With the news from the NBA and the NHL, let's send it to Dominic with an update in sports.
Thanks, Bree. Let's start with news from the NFL. The Pittsburgh Steelers have done lots of wheeling and dealing in the last 48 hours to make their team a contender in 2017. They re-signed wide receiver Antonio Brown to a mega deal worth $72.7 million, which makes him the highest paid receiver in football. They also signed franchise leader in sacks James Harrison to a 2-year, $3.5 million deal, as well as franchise tag running back Le'Veon Bell, which will add another dimension to their offense. Within the last 24 hours, 4 big-name players were shockingly released by their respective teams and will now hit the free agent market. Running backs Jamal Charles and Adrian Peterson, along with cornerback Darrelle Revis and quarterback Colin Kaepernick. With NFL free agency starting on March 9th and the NFL draft just months away, many of these players will be highly pursued since they can make game-changing plays at any moment. Now to basketball. The Lakers looked to snap their 4-game losing streak last night at Staples Center against the Charlotte Hornets. As you see, Julius Randle making a thunderous slam in the first quarter to give the Lakers a 16-15 lead. But the Charlotte Hornets, Kevin Trubisky and Kemba Walker shooting threes to give them a 58-55 lead at half. Then D'Angelo Russell with a swift pass right to Tariq Black with a nice slam to give the Lakers the lead once again. But the Lakers defense shut down, and the Hornets, not 1 3, but another 3, gave them the lead. For good, the Lakers defense failed them, and the Lakers end up losing this game by a final score of 109-104. The Lakers will look to get back on track on Friday night at home against the Boston Celtics. Kevin Durant was back in his hometown of Washington, D.C. last night for the first time since the Golden State Warriors uniform, last night as the Warriors traveled to play the Washington Wizards. However, Durant's return was short-lived as he was taken out of the game early in the first quarter when teammate Zaza Pachulia fell right into Durant's left knee after getting fouled by Marcin Gortat. Durant was diagnosed with a hyperextended knee and would not return to the game. In his absence, the Warriors came out sluggish and fell behind 16-4 after Brandon Beal drains a 3 from the wing. Late in the first quarter, Wizards point guard John Wall added to the fun with a monster dunk. Left-handed jam that doubled the Wizards' lead 32-16. After the Wizards squandered a 19-point lead, Steph Curry does what he does best and hits a 3 to tie the game at 85. Both teams exchanged baskets late in the fourth quarter as John Wall dishes an alley-oop to Markieff Morris, then Steph Curry dribbling around some defenders to make a sweet right-handed layup. However, with Curry missing a key 3, with 6 seconds left, the Wizards passed the test and beat the Warriors by the final of 112-108. This is only the Warriors' 10th loss of the season and their first to the Wizards since January 28th of 2014. Onto the ice. The Kings finished their quick 2-game road trip Tuesday night in Calgary as they look to extinguish the streaking Flames, who have won 4 straight games. Newly acquired goalie Ben Bishop was in net for the Kings as he looked for a win in his debut. With a 1-0 lead in the second, the Kings got lazy with the puck, which led to the Flames winger Michael Furlan going top shelf past Bishop to tie the game at 1. Brilliant saves by both Ben Bishop of the Kings and Brian Elliott of the Flames was the real reason why this was a low-scoring game and eventually headed into overtime. The Flames made quick work of the Kings in OT when Michael Backlund nails the home run pass to TJ Brody, who puts it in the net for a 2-1 victory. The Kings did get some good news today as they pulled the trigger on a trade that brought in veteran all-star Jerome McGinley, who will bring leadership to the team and hopefully help them push towards the playoffs. Last but not least, don't forget that our Cal State Fullerton men's basketball team has their final home game of the season tomorrow night against the Gauchos of UC Santa Barbara. Tip-off is at 7 p.m., and expect senior guard Trey Coggins to be a threat to score since he is averaging 17.3 points per game and shooting 42% from the floor. The Titans have a record of 14-13 and look to finish the season strong before heading into the Big West Tournament next Thursday, March 9th at Honda Center in Anaheim. That will do it for sports this week. Let's send it back to Lydia and Bree at the desk.
Be sure to follow us on social media, all under the handle of OC News, CSUF.
Enjoy the rest of the week. We'll see you again on Monday. Have a good night.